Okay, so today we will talk about classes, classes, and how to and definition of class. So, uh, can say I'm coming, please. Okay, so a class is a user-defined data type we can that we can use in our programming, and it works as an object constructor or an or a blueprint for creating objects. Attributes and method are basically available attribute and method are basically variables and function that belongs to the class. These are often referred to as class member. So uh, how to define a class? This is how it goes. See, to define a class, you need your class name, you need your specifier, you need your attribute, then you need your method. You need your class name, you need your access specifier, you need your attribute, then you need your method. You need your attribute, you need your method, you need your attribute, you need your method. So let's try and call some and define some code for class. Let's define some code for class. So the asset specifier, we have two asset specifier, that is either to be public or private. To be public or private. That's the access specifier. That's the access specifier. So the access specifier is either to be a public or a, a private. So let's try and do something here. Let's declare or let's define some class here. So let's say we have class. That's the, you see, I initially told you you need a class name. So class name. So you need your class. Let's see, my class name, my records. So class name, my records. Then you state the access amplifier. Either your record should be public or it should be private. So this one we want a public, then you state a public, then you state it a public one. So that's the access amplifier. Then the attribute, the attribute should be something like uh yes, the attribute, it go with a uh, data type and a name, data type and a name. So we have something like either int, you can use either int my age. You can use either int my age, or you can also use something like a string my name, or you can also use char my gender, char my gender. We have a lot of uh, this, we have a lot of attributes you can use all the this thing. You can use all the data type to define your attributes. So then we will come to our method, that is the int. Then we get our age. We get our age. Int get age. Then we get our age. Sorry, we get our age. We get our age. So int, let's get our age. We get our age. So yes, we have declared or we have defined our class. So the class keyword is used to create a class called my record. So the class keyword is used to create this one, this class one coming. This class here is used to create a class called my records. My records, that class. So the public also here, the public here is an accessor amplifier, which specify that members into the members, as uh, the members in this attribute and the method of the class are accessible from outside the class. They are accessible from outside the class. The members in here, they are accessible outside the class. This public help to specify that the members in uh, the members in this uh, attribute and this method are accessible outside the class. Accessible outside the class. And inside the class, there is an integral variable. There is an integral variable and a string. Sorry, there's an integral variable. When variables are declared within a class, they are called attributes. When variable, so here is it. We declared our variable. We declared our variable. When variable are declared they are called attributes. That's what I said. So you can use any variable. You can declare any variable that you want. You can declare any variable that you want. You can declare any variable that you want. So the attribute and the members, sorry, the attribute and the this attribute and this method, the attribute and this method are known as members. Are known as members, as I stated earlier that this uh, accessible specify this access specifier help to determine uh, whether the members of this here is accessed from outside the class. The member of this here can be accessed outside the class. So this public means the member of this class can be accessed outside the class. Outside the class. That's the so the refers to the declaration in a class that do data stores, refers to the declaration in a class that stores data. Declaration in a class that stores data. And then method refers to the definition in a class that are used to manipulate the attribute Method are used to manipulate attributes. So let's take note of that. Let's take note of that. So yes, as I said, you can use any of the this thing for your to declare your you can use any to declare your any of the data type to declare your any of the data type declare your attributes. And as they said earlier, declaring a variable in a class is called the attribute. So attribute is not any difficult thing. We have already done it before. Declaring any variable, that variable is called attribute. That variable is called attribute. And can we uh, how are we going to get our this thing? Let's say we want the console. So this is how we will do it for the console to bring out what we need. We say see out, that is get age, see out get age. So the age, see out get, see out, see out, see out this, that we are see outing this. What is that? This is uh that's my records. Sorry, see out. I'm tired of that's my age. That's my age. Sorry. See out this. So we are going to see out this age, the member inside. Okay. So see out my sorry my age. See out my age. Then as usual, you and your lie. See out my age. This is how, if you want to see out your destiny, you have to do it. You have to do it. So we have another one where we have the class method outside. We have the class method outside. So this we will get this one outside, the class method outside. So this one will be outside, this one will be outside. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. We have our class method to be outside. So that's how this one also goes. To have our class method outside, this is how it goes. This is how, let me clear this. Okay, then let me use void here for clear understanding. So void, let me use void here. So we say void get age. Yeah, void get age. So void get age, we want it to be outside. We want it to be outside. So we will just close our this thing. We will close our this thing here. We will close it. We have to close it because we want the class method to be outside the this thing. So we have closed it. So the class method will be coming outside, and this is how we do it for the class method to come outside. This is how we are going to do it. This is how we are going to do it. Sorry, this is how we are going to do it. So yeah, we want the class method. So we will say void my sorry void my oh, okay, void my records, void my records. Yeah, then we bring our two semicolon 27, then we get our age, then we get our age. If we want the class method to be outside, we get our age, we bring our parentheses, then we open our curly brace, we open our curly brace. Yes, this is how, if you want the thing to be outside, this is how it been, this is how it been done. This is how it been done. Uh, so this one, we are also going to tackle parameters in class method. We know we have taught about, we have even learned about parameters already. Parameters already. So as we are saying parameters, then it means that this function here will be containing some parameter. This function here will be containing some parameter. That's the meaning. This function here will be containing a parameter. So when we see parameter in class, it doesn't mean anything difficult. This function, or no, sorry, this is it this one? Oh, I'm coming. This attribute here, this one here will be containing parameter. So we can see, we can put in parameter like int. Let's say int int. No, let me use another. So let me use child gender. We can use child. Oh, sorry. So we can use child gender here. We can use child gender. Child gender here. Can use our child gender here. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So let me clear this one. This one is of need. This one is of need. We don't need this one. So our this thing will come here. Hmm. Okay. This is how it's being done. This is how it's being done. Yeah. This is how it's being done. Yeah. You can see parameter. We have our parameter inside. We have our parameter inside the class. We have stated our parameter inside class. We have our parameter inside the class. So this is how it's been done. We have our parameter inside the class. We have our parameter inside the class. Okay. We have our parameter inside the class. So that's that. That's that. So let's continue. That's that. So let's move on. Class constructor and class conductor. Yeah, we have class constructor and class conductor. A class constructor is a special method that is automatically called when an object of class is created. It's a special method that is automatically called when an object of class is created. So to create a class instructor, you use the same name as the class followed by parentheses. Same name as the class followed by parentheses. So it means if you want to create a class conductor, let me comment this one. So this one is no, is of need here. If you want to create a class constructor, you said it's created by the same name. So this same name of the class, that's the class my records, then it's followed by parentheses, then it's followed by parentheses. So let's create a class constructor. So we have It follow my record the same name as the class name. So it will be something. Okay, my my records, yeah. Same as, then you follow by what? Parenthesis. You follow by, then you open your curly braces. That's how to do. This is how to call uh, what constructor, class constructor, class constructor, class constructor, class constructor. So this is how we call class constructor. But for the see out or this, yeah, we are no more going to see out my age. We are not going to see out the attribute, but we will see out the class contractor that we have created. So it will be see out. This is my records. This is my records. So this is what we are going to see out. This is what we will see out. This is what we will see out. Yes, this is what we will see out. This is what we will see out. So yeah, oh, sorry. This is what we will see out. This is what we will see out. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. Let's move on to class destructor. It's a special method that is automatically called when an object of class is destroyed or end. So scope of an end. It deallocates it deallocates all memories used for creation to create a distractor. To create a distractor. To create a distractor. So this is how it also goes. To create a distractor, use the child followed by the same class name and then parenthesis data. So the strata will just use the same class name, then but this one will be there will be a tile. There will be a tile symbol. Let me look for the tile symbol on my PC. Let me see. Oh, there will be a tile symbol. I don't have the tile symbol on my PC. But I'll get it. The tile symbol. Okay, let me try and find it here. Let me try if I'll find the tile symbol here. What's this? Okay, symbol. Punctuation. Okay, let me see if I will see the tile symbol. Okay, here is it. So here's the tile symbol. Here's the tile symbol. Yes. So yeah. Okay. So you need your tile symbol followed by the same class name. Then you are good to go. 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 Yes, this is how. So the class access. Now we are coming to talk about the class access specifiers. We have three types of class access specifiers. We have the public, we have the private, then we have the protected, protected, protected. We have the public, we have the class, then we have protected. We have the public, we have the class, we have the protected. The public one is accessible, everyone is allowed to access. Private one, you are the only person to be accessed. And the protected one, you have members declared as protected can be accessed from outside the class. You have those, or you have special members that can, or you have special people that can access that members. So you have a special people that you have given them the access to your members in the attribute and the method. So the private one, you are the only one to access the members in the attribute and the method. The public one, someone outside the class, someone outside the class can access the members inside the attribute and the method. The private is a private thing, but the protected, you have some few people that can access the members in your this thing, in your this thing. So in your this thing. Okay, in your this thing. We also have a class static members, a class static members, uh, a class static members, and we can also have something like accessing class members. Accessing class members. You state your class, or say my records Jemima. So you state your class. Sorry. Let me state my. Let me do some example. Okay. Let me state my class with this int int my age int my age. That's my attributes. I'm going to my method int int get int get get age, then parenthesis, and I'll bring my distance. I'll bring my carry brace and carry brace and carry brace uh and carry brace. So I can modify uh I can modify it. I can modify this one. I can modify this one, then assign it to a value. Can modify it and say, let's say my age equals 24. My age equals 24. I can modify it. I can modify it. So we have a public, we have class members, static members, class members, static members. Members of a class can be declared as static. Static members are not associated with object of a class, but the class itself. So they say they are not associated with object of the class, but the class itself. But the class itself. So they are not associated with object of the class, but the class itself. So here is our class by the class itself. So my record say yeah, let's say static static string static string. Okay, date of birth. Let me use, sorry, static string my date of birth. I'm using the shortcut for it. Status to my date of birth. They are saying say the members are not associated with objects of the class but the class itself. So this one is associated of the class itself. Class itself. So it will be like it's associated of the class itself. So we are going to add something like uh, string, string. Since it is associated of the class itself, so you associate it to the class string. Instead of string my date of birth, you go straight to my records. You go straight to my records. That's why we said it's associated with the class itself to my record. Then you my then date of birth. Yes, yes. My date of birth. Me. My date of birth is when is sorry. My date of birth is Wednesday. So yeah, you can see it's associated with uh the class. It's the class itself. Okay, that's a class static member. That's a class static member. That's a class static member. Class static member. Yeah, class static member. Here we will have our int main, a class static member here. Then we will tell the this thing to see out. We tell the this thing to see out. That's my records to see out my records. Double as oh sorry. This one shouldn't be like this. It should be small letters. Yeah. My that's my day of day of day of day of you and you you end your life. So you have to 10 hours 0. So yeah, static. Then we have the class object oriented. Yeah, we are done. We are done. Thank you. Thank you.